I've longed for you. I've craved you. I miss you. Okay, I know there's a sandwich in here. Ah, there it is. I knew it was in here. Awesome. This tastes like a clown's ass. Don't ask me how I know that. We're back in the small town called Derry, where weird events have been happening again. Children are missing. Body parts are being washed out of the sewers. And you know what? At this point, we pretty much guess who's back. It is back. And the Losers Club are back together again to finish the job they started back in Chapter 1. Now, before seeing It Chapter 2, I've been hearing a lot of things. Like, some people say it's shitty, some people say it's disappointing, some people are hailing it as a really good sequel. Well, I went and saw it, and I actually really enjoyed it. Now, before I explain myself, we need to get over some of the usual stuff. As for the cast, everyone is great. Like, the grown-ups, like, perfectly match the kids. The kids are back as well, and they're great too. They're back in some like little bit of flashbacks here and there, a little bit more than I kind of wanted, but I'll go into that later. And of course, the one and only Bill Skarsgård. That's how did I pronounce his name correctly? Anyway, he's great as Pennywise again. Really creepy. Okay, I still love how he drools every time he talks, to the children and stuff. I don't know, just a little nice touch. Some of the set pieces in this film are really cool and creative, and some of them are pretty creepy. I do think they over-relied on CGI here and there. But to be quite honest with you, some of the stuff I can't see it being done, physically or, with practical effects. Most of them can be done with practical effects, but there's a couple of scenes where I'm like, yeah, you know what, you kind of need the CGI here and there. This is my non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to go in depth. I kind of want to talk about it in another video. But for right now, again, let's just keep this nice and spoiler-free. Now, everyone's complaints are pretty valid if you try to ask around if anyone what they thought about this film. Yes, this really did not need to be close to 3 hours. They really could have cut down. What I mean by earlier, what I discussed that like the younger kids are back. I think they're back a little bit too much. What I mean by that is there's a little bit too much flashbacks with the kids. I wish you love you start liking the grown-ups and you start loving the dynamic between all of them. Again, they definitely got the vibe from the kids. Their acting is really well. But again, we're not left long with them. We keep seeing the kids again. Don't get me wrong, I love the cast. And oh, and another thing. Yeah, they had to do some CGI on the kids, and it's kind of noticeable, a little bit distracting. Because, Finn Wolfhard, you saw him in season 3 of Stranger Things. Yeah, he don't look the same like he did in the last It film. That CGI needed to be cleaned up just a tad. And people's complaints about it not being scary, I do kind of agree. It's not that scary. And to be honest, the first one for me wasn't even that scary. It was just creepy. This one is still a little creepy, but not as. And you know what it is? Again, I probably listened to everyone I talked to and looking up some other reviews. Like, I had some low expectations, so I don't know if it's just because of that. But when I was in the middle of watching this, I come to a conclusion that, like, you know what? This is more of a creature feature, if you know what I mean. Now, what I mean by that is, in the first one, it was purely like we had to see it through the kid's perspective. Now, I know we all know who Pennywise. We know who it is. It's this thing that likes to take many shapes. But here's the thing. If we see it from the kid's eyes, in the first film, like, they don't know jack crap about him. You don't know what he can do, what he's capable of. So, again, the creepiness and the fear factor is there. Now, here in part 2, chapter 2, we already know what to expect from Pennywise. He's going to mess with them. Brutally mess with them. And, we already know what we're getting into. And there is still surprises in this film. But, again, it's almost like, you already messed with the jack-in-a-box. You already know what's going to happen when you play with the toy. Oh, and another small minor thing to add. I don't think... This was gory, but I don't think it was as bad as the first chapter. Now, what I mean by that is, there's a couple of kids that get eaten. But here's the thing. It either cuts away too soon, like as soon as he takes the bite, like just like right as he gets there, it cuts away, or like he dives in and you just see like a blood splatter coming onto the screen. You know, you see the grown up get attacked like that, but I don't know. I think that was a little bit inconsistent. Like I said, in this chapter 2, Pennywise is more aggressive. Is more aggressive now because he failed of killing those kids, the losers. So I wish they would have been a little bit more aggressive, especially because in the first one I feel like they were. But other than that, it's still pretty gory, pretty fun though. Now I will go into more depth why I really enjoy this film in a spoiler discussion for the next video. But overall, guys, I really enjoyed this film. I had a really good time. Again, I know that they could have calmed down with the CGI. They could have boosted up the gore a little bit more. They could have cut some of the stuff out. It really didn't have to be close to 3 hours. It did drag. And again, just I think if you were to go in, if you haven't seen it yet, or hey, if you want to see it again, just go into it, think of it's a creature feature. Again, see it through the kid's eyes. You know, we already seen the first part. You know, they hid him in the shadows. We didn't know what he was capable of, but now we do in this chapter. But yeah, guys, I really enjoyed It Chapter 2, and you know what? I highly recommend you go catch it in theater. That is why I'm giving It Chapter 2 a 4 out of 5. I really think you guys should check it out, or maybe give it a second chance. Anyways, guys, that's been Intro Reviews. Catch you guys next time.